Hello, welcome. Hi, this is Christine Crowell here, and today I want to talk about the mass government and private sector layoffs that's really impacting the workforce. It literally is, and in terms of the economy, I'll go a bit further into that. But today I really want to talk about how these layoffs are actually impacting those that are still left behind. So it's as if they might have to do the extra work that their colleague used to do, which is going to put more strain and exhaustion, and then people will end up going off sick. It will make people, I believe it could affect mental health, their well-being. I believe everyone is going to be affected by this, for example. So the mass layoffs that both in the government and the private sector, it's far-reaching consequences. Now, I spoke about this last year because I could see that when the budget was done for the UK, I could also see in America when I was over there, I noticed that things were really high in price, for example. So I then obviously this AI, this rush for getting AI out there so that we're using AI. I know it's been around for years, for example, but it really has been in our faces more since the later part of last year. Even though we knew it was around, but not so much in our faces, for example. But I remember in 2023, when I was in America in a hospital, there was a robot there in the hospital. And I was a bit shocked, taken back by it. And by seeing people lose their jobs without proper notice, it's like instant. It's like playing with people's minds in a way, because it's like, yes, some people are going to lose their job, and then you're thinking, is it going to be me? Who is it? Who's going to lose their job? And you won't know until they decide, for example, which is an awful feeling. The anxiety, the stress that must cause, the mental health that must cause, and to feel that you check yourself and you think, did I do something wrong? But you didn't. You didn't do anything wrong. You did the work, and they still let you go. And I believe that this is due to inflation, is causing a lot of this. I'm not talking about the federal government. I'm talking about in terms of layoffs in general as well. Now, the impact of this also is to do with laying off the federal government, because they talk so much about that they're reducing waste and fraud and things like that, for example. But they're still being laid off. But I believe that they deserved a bit more dignity than how they were just laid off instantly. Come and get your stuff. You got 15 minutes, come and get your stuff. As if you've been criminalized, for example. So what does this impact have on the labor force and really on the workforce? Because this is impacting the workforce as well, for example. So there's a rise in unemployment, for example. Job losses increase unemployment rate. Also, it's reducing the household income and consumer spending. So the inflation has gone up, but people have lost their jobs. And then they're having to get government assistance. I don't understand how this will balance the books, for so to speak. I really don't understand. Unless it's on poor performance, then that is a different thing, for example. Or you really truly can't afford it anymore because maybe you've seen that you've reduced in, you've got lots of staff members, but you've had a reduce in the number of hours that you're currently doing, for example, if you're a business. So there's going to be longer periods of unemployment that can also lead to skill degradation. So the skill that was used previously is now becoming not relevant, for example. Now, I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but because of AI, this is the new type of skill that people are looking for example, someone that knows how to use AI. And it's making it harder for those that are affected, the workers, to find a job, a new job. How are they meant to find a job quickly when they've just lost their job? They've got to try and deal with those emotions of how they possibly was treated, and then they've got to go and claim government assistance. So they're feeling embarrassment, shame. They can't pay out this. Even though I didn't like doing that video, but I did do a video about how AI will replace jobs in 2025. But seeing this it's like a mass exodus, of people losing their jobs or getting laid off, for example. This really started last year when the budgets and they would talk about the financial economy, for example. And then big organizations started laying staff off. They started closing their offices. They started closing their retail shops. They started laying staff off, for example. Look, there's quite a few large retail chains that have closed their stores, their retail stores, because a lot of the sales is being done online, because we're going online instead of going out to the shops to keep the shops open. We're going online. Now, I don't know about you, but I certainly enjoy getting out, getting some fresh air, and I like going into a shop so I can see what I'm buying. Same with if I'm buying groceries. I don't order online. I go to the shop. I pick it up. I smell. I feel. I touch, because this is all part of our human senses. And we're losing it if we're not going out to these shops to look and smell, because otherwise we're leaving it to people to just put it in a... It's different if you're not able to get out to the shops, and I think it's really good for that purpose. But if you are, then go out and help your fellow shops to keep open. Do you remember? Well, maybe you don't remember, but there was Blockbusters that used to be open. Like, they used to be like nearly on every corner around the world. You don't see them anymore because we have Netflix. We used to go to Blockbuster and you'd walk around, you'd choose a movie, and you'd read it and you'd have a look at it, and then you would, come out with like armful of videos that you're going to watch for the weekend, binge watch videos all weekend, for example. Do you remember those days? Another one is that we used to go into the record shops and listen to music, the vinyl records or the cassette tapes. I've got one over there somewhere. If you don't know what a cassette tape is, that is, because maybe you don't. Depends how old you are watching this video. But cassette tapes, we used to listen to the music before we brought it, and then we'd buy it from the music store. Where are the music stores now? Where are they? They've gone, haven't they? They're not around anymore. I think that if we're not careful, we're creating a ghost town where all of the shops will be closed, apart from the essential ones, for example. But do you remember we'd go food shopping? We'd choose our own food. Because this is all part of our senses, it's part of our development, it's part of our growth as well. And, you know, we'd go into a music shop and you'd choose your favourite song and you'd listen to it over and over and over again, you know. And it's like with radio stations, how we used to listen to the radio all the time. It's not the same anymore because we've got podcasts now, for example. And things have really changed. There has been a massive shift. And now jobs, people are losing their jobs in mass. You know, Macy's, they closed down a lot of their smaller local stores because there was hardly any customers in there. I remember when I was in the States, 2 years ago when I went to Macy's, not on 34th Street, in a town in Michigan, and it was, I'd say it was like a third full. It was very quiet. And I thought to myself, this is strange. So like I said, Macy's, they're closing down their retail smaller stores. And they're really focusing on online, Bloomingdale's, I believe it is, as well as they've got their Macy's store on 34th Street, which is amazing. That is always full and packed, for example. But we've got all these giants where they're closing their doors and they're doing mass layoffs, private and public sector. The government sector, as we are seeing in America, is being really advertised a lot because of the way it was done or being done right now as we speak. And this is I believe it's going to be quite an impact for the world. We see it in the UK. There's job layoffs, for example. In the hospitals, there's not enough staff in the hospitals, in the NHS. And yet they've been told they can't use agency. But yet the agencies wouldn't charge any more. There's smaller agencies that would not charge more than, what the staff member that works permanently. It's not just about the big guys. It's about the small businesses. They should be given a chance because they're not going to charge the big amounts, so you say, for example. Because that is putting more pressure. And yes, you are getting people over from abroad, sponsorship, but it's still not enough. It still isn't enough. And meanwhile, the staff that are working permanently in the hospitals, they're having to do extra work. It's as if they're doing the job of two people. And how do I know that? Because I have been in there and worked in there and done the job of two people or three people. So why do we have this situation in the hospitals, for example? Why? In the UK, you pay, there's the NHS, and there's just not enough staff. So again, those that are left behind are working really hard, and they're becoming tired and stressed and exhausted, and their well-being is affected, their mental health is affected, it's at risk. And I'm seeing this around the world, apart from where I live, actually, because I live in Cyprus, so I'm not seeing it here, for example, but I'm talking about the UK and I'm talking about the US because I've lived in both places. I was born in the UK and I lived in America for over 10 years. But I've also gone back to visit my loved ones, for example, and I see the difference. There's a big difference. And with this displacement, it's as if we've gone back in time. But there's also the psychological effects of this. Job losses. Job losses can lead to stress, anxiety, and reduced productivity. Communities dependent on specific industry are being affected. You know, even the tech jobs are affected. Government jobs, you thought that if you work for the government, you thought you had a job for life. You always thought that way, and that's how you was, kind of expected, for example. And this is creating social instability as well. So the economic impact is reduced customer spending, because as the income shrinks in the household, consumers cut back on discretionary spending, which in turn affects the businesses that are still around. And they're reliant on the customer demand, i.e., retail, entertainment, and travel. Same with the contractors. There's cause and effect here, because when you don't get paid, then it's a ripple down effect. Everybody gets affected by it. There's also the housing market effect. So higher unemployment rates can lead to mortgage defaults, lower housing demand, and slower real estate markets. In some places, if you're affected, there's also the government. Higher employment increases demand for government aid and unemployment benefits and welfare, food assistance. So these mass layoffs in America I'm trying to understand, because all I'm seeing is the cause and effect from this. I'm not seeing the true benefit of what this is doing. All I'm seeing is the destruction that this is happening to people. That's what I'm seeing. And now it's affecting the organizations that support the community. So it also causes a shrinking in the the payments that we make to the governments, for example. And this will be leading to budget cuts again and further layoffs. So it's like a ricochet effect. All of a sudden, it's like this mass thing is done in, like, there's some great race to do this. I'm just trying to understand what is going on, for example, because this is going to cause the projects to strain. Healthcare, education systems, for example. Diminished law enforcement and emergency services could affect public safety. We're seeing it already. We're seeing it already. You see it when you go to the hospital. You see it when you even go to your GP in the UK or America, for example. So with private sector layoffs, there's industry like tech, finance, manufacturing. They're experiencing financial downturn, leading to stock market instability. So small businesses currently, they're reliant on the large corporations. So they may struggle, and the effects is that they may close. So what is the potential long-term outcomes? If you are faced with this or you've lost your job, then look at reskilling. Look at career shifts. We've all got to shift, because it's like the world goes round, and it seems like we're also doing the same. We're shifting into a new way of doing things, a new way of thinking, a new way of surviving, a new way of becoming. I've never really anticipated that I would see so much, as far as I'm concerned, destruction happening. And is it necessary? I don't think it is. The way it's being done. But then I'm not in control of these things, so it's easy for me to sit back and say all of this, but all I can say is what I'm seeing, and it doesn't look right at all. So I would say to you, if you have lost your job, for example, to look at what the high demand is in industries such as healthcare, AI, cybersecurity. Switch to that and look at coaching. Do coaching, do remote work, for example. That way, whilst you're looking to find another job, then maybe you may find that you actually like what you're doing, coaching-wise or remote work-wise, for example, because you can do jobs that can be from home, and it might be a new way, and you might enjoy it. You might really enjoy being your own boss, because I certainly would not like to have been working with the government in that way, and to spend all those years and time and then just be dismissed as if you're nothing by getting a text, getting a message to say you're fired. So businesses, you need to look at automation, because especially if you're a one-man band, if you're a one-man business or one-woman business, for example, then although AI has taken over and some people have lost their jobs through this, if you're running a business, then you need to look at AI as well to help you with automation. And then you can even employ someone that can operate the AI for you. Or we do AI automation services. We help implement that into any business because, I specialize in healthcare and have done so for 35 years. But I also know that we've got to move with the times. And AI, healthcare, cybersecurity is one of the high needs for now. So increase your automation if you're a business owner, because at the end of the day, if you are seeing that there's this economic, which I'm seeing, economic recession or recovery, then you can see that these layoffs are widespread, and that the government, you're seeing this intervention that the government is doing. For example, they're offering stimulus programs. They're offering industries which are new that are going to be AI initiatives. There's funding for that if you're in the UK. I can't say about America at the moment because that is a whole different ball game, for example. But think about what the things are that you can do that's in your control, because your business can still thrive providing you make that shift in the right direction, for example. So you can see the government's response to unemployment benefit, and they've got to now be paying for this. So this inflation that they've created has now created job losses. So I don't understand how that's going to make things better by creating this inflation. I know that in the UK there's this black hole that they talk about. America, there's things that they talk about, but I really can't see how this is going to benefit, and it probably will take about 10 years or even could be 20 years to get over this, because this is a recession worse than before, I believe. And I've been through 3 recessions in my business, for example, over the 35 years. So look at you becoming your own boss. Look at reskilling. Look at what you specialize in. Are you a people person? Then perhaps do some life coaching, or perhaps do communication, or perhaps help people with things if you like to talk to people, for example, or you've got a specialist skill. If you're a nurse, then become a nurse coach. If you're a lawyer, become a legal coach, for example. I'm just, giving some examples here. But I know it's difficult for you right now, but don't give up, because there's things that you can look at, that you can do even online, for example. And you never know. You might enjoy it. You can even start a YouTube channel. People are doing it. I'm seeing people that have been laid off, they've started a YouTube channel. And you may do well from that. I've been on YouTube since 2013. And I've used it for my business. And I'll tell you something, I enjoy being my own boss. I enjoy being self-employed. And yes, there's days where it's difficult and stressful, but I still enjoy it. I enjoy what I do. And I would say that to you, is to do something that you love and that you enjoy doing. Find you again, and then you can blossom and be the person you want to be, for example, instead of being restricted, and making sure that you're on time, and then you've got to do this and that and the other to jump hoops to keep your job. Is that really what you want? You've probably got a specialist skill there that is very valuable to people. It's time to find yourself and see what skills you've got that you can offer to the world. You don't have to just offer it to where you live. Yes, if you want to build a community, then that's great where you live, which is wonderful. But you can also be worldwide. But what I will say to all of you is, don't give up on the shops that are out there, the retail shops. Go and visit them just once a week. Go and visit them and get something, buy something from them instead of going online. It's like the banks, the high street banks, they're starting to close and there's only cash machines. Same with in the UK, that, there's post offices, there's, they're starting to fade away. And I'm seeing businesses fade away because there's been a shift, there's been a change, and we need to change with that shift. We can't fight against it because it's here. What can we do? There's certain things, yes, we can fight against, for example, but with regards to this new way, modernized world that we're living in, we've got to make a shift and change so that we're able to survive. Otherwise it will take over. And I'll give you an example. The eagle. If you're in America, you know what the eagle stands for. But I'm going to explain it anyway. The eagle, that's why it's the logo in America, isn't it? The eagle. So the eagle, an eagle can live up to 70 years old, which is a very long time for a creature, for example. And when it reaches 40, the eagle its feathers become heavy because, it's weighing it down and it can't fly properly because it's heavy. It's getting old, for example. The beak becomes more bent, so it's hard to eat with. It's hard to grab things with the feet as well. So it has to make a choice to die or to go up the mountains or go up high, for example, and go away for a couple of months, probably up to 5 months. And during that time, it decides to renew itself or it dies. Those are the two options. When it's renewing itself, it literally has to get a rock, for example, and break its beak on that rock until the beak comes off and it grows a new beak, a strong young beak. Then from there, it pulls out the feathers, all of its feathers, until it grows new feathers again, which are light and young and fresh. And it pulls out its talons as well. It then becomes reborn again, and it's able to fly higher than what it was before. It feels young and strong again. See, an eagle, when there's a storm, It doesn't run away from the storm. It flies into the storm, and it uses that storm to help it to fly with its wings, to push it up higher and higher. You never see an eagle hanging down on the floor. It's always high up in the sky. It loves the storm because that can test its strength, but also it can help it fly high. Whereas with the smaller birds, they hide in the tree, for example, waiting for the storm to pass. But the eagles don't, they fly into it. And it becomes new again and strong and fit. And it gets to live another 30 years. So it lives until it's 70 years old. That is an unusual creature. And that's why you have it on the American, the logo of the eagle. And this is the time for all of us to become an eagle. There's going to be a transformation, but that transformation may seem difficult right now and painful, excruciating. You just want to stop. You want to go back. Or maybe you're just quite happy with being as you are, for example. But with the eagle mentality, you can become strong again. You just have to learn to renew yourself from within and to find who you are, because you have got a lot to offer this world. And I just wanted to leave that final thought with you, because mass layoffs can significantly impact the economy and the labor force, but we can make a change together if we support one another in businesses, in the shops that we have, in our travel. We can still move forward, not backwards. Don't retreat. You move forward. No matter how painful it may seem, it will get better. But find something that you truly love and that you want to do for you, not for anybody else, for you. Find you and start new. Become a new person. And then you'll be able to do things like being online, helping people. If we help one another, because we're humans, we're human race, we need one another to survive. We need one another to heal each other. And we need to connect with one another and help support one another during difficult times as well. And I just wanted to do this video today to say to you, if you're currently going through, mass layoffs, or you just lost your job, you're feeling lost, take some time out, get a notepad and paper and start writing down the things you want to do or that you've wanted to do all your life but didn't, because you chose a career path that you thought that you would have been safe for life, for example. What is it that you truly, really want to do? That is the key. That is what's going to help you push through, to find your joy, to find what it is that you want to do in life. And I just wanted to leave that final thought with you, that although this may seem like a difficult time, you feel as if you've lost a part of you. I know what that feels like. But you will bring something new. You will become a new person. You got to find who that is. You got to find you again. not who your boss was or they wanted you to be. Think about who you are and what you want to do from now moving forward, because we can still work online, remotely. We don't have to go into an office. So think about that. All right, so I hope that that was helpful to you, because, you know, I see a lot of people that are very, very upset, and I understand that. I understand that feeling. I really do. But I also wanted to give some encouragement to say that this is not going to stay long with you. You'll find what you want to do again, and I'm sure you'll be even better and stronger than before. Just like the eagle, you can fly high. You just need to get rid of those old feathers and that old beak and those feet that were holding you back, and become a new person. So that's my story to you today, and think about what you can do. You've now got that space to think once you've got over the stress and the worry and everything else, but it will give you time to think about what you truly want to focus on in life. What is it that you want for your future? Did you really want to carry on working in that position? Was you happy? I know if I was working there, I wouldn't be happy. I would have left a long time ago. But that's me. That's me. I've always enjoyed working for myself. And yeah, I make mistakes. I've done plenty of mistakes, but I'm human. So I just wanted to share that with you all. And I just hope, and I'm sending you all love and peace, and I pray that you will find who you are again, and that you're going to recover from this difficult time. Whether you're in the UK, wherever you are in the world, you're facing difficulty. You know, you've lost something so precious. Maybe you've had to leave your town of where you are. There's so many people that I'm seeing going through so many different things. I'm seeing so many things taken away. And it's time for us to get it back again. Time to get it back. Because although AI seems like it's taking over, we're humans and we should be communicating with one another, because AI does not know how to love. AI does not know how to communicate the way that human to human communicate, as far as I know. I can't really say much about that because I'm not technically minded in that way, but I know that I still need human connection, and I'm sure you do as well. And like I said, get on here on YouTube and start expressing yourself, talking about things that's going to help other people. So I just wanted to quickly jump on here. I say quickly jump on here because I can talk for England, so that's just me. I just chat a lot. But I wanted to come on here and just to say that I see you, I acknowledge you, I can see what you're going through. And I just wanted to give you some encouragement to say that we can turn it around if we support one another. So I hope that that was helpful for you. All right, and I will be uploading another video here tonight but I wanted to do this live quickly because I always come on here at this time, round about 7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. USA time, New York time, Atlanta time, for example. And I look forward to speaking with you all tomorrow. I'm going to be uploading a video shortly as well, but I just wanted to talk about this layoff. I didn't want to not talk about it because it's such a big thing around the world, for example. So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. If you're first here at this channel, if you could like and subscribe if you enjoyed what I've spoken about, for example. Check out my other videos here, my playlist. Get to know who I am. For example, I do come on here every day, for example. Also, I just wanted to also say that you can also do a YouTube channel. That's one thing I'll say to you. The YouTube is really good, especially for new creators. I've been on YouTube since 2013, for example, and I've only used it for my business. I only became monetized in October, the middle of October last year, and it's given me a regular income every month. It's not much. I only get like $100, for example. But for you as a new creator, you'll probably do a lot better than what I've done, because YouTube wants new creators. They want to help new creators. So there's been people on here that's done extremely well, you know, where they're getting a couple of thousand a month, for example. So give it a go in your spare time. Give it a go, because, you know, it really is good. You just have to become monetized. That's 4,000 views, 1,000 subscribers. If you do like lives like what I do, you will get longer watched hours, so you can get your monetization, I believe, a lot quicker, for example, than the long route that I did, for example. But I use YouTube for my business, and I get, say, 15 to 20 leads a week. But I'm also using it now, since I got monetized the middle of October last year, for monetization. And YouTube will pay you every single month, like the 21st of every month you get paid. And I can now do sponsorship. I can also do affiliate, where I can sell products and you get paid a commission. So check it out. Check out what YouTubers are doing on here. They're making some really good money, especially the Americans. They really are doing well. I mean, it don't matter what age group you are, any age group, you can make money on YouTube. And, you know, you've got people that are 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, even 90-year-olds on YouTube here. And they're making really good money, extremely good money. And they come from all different backgrounds. So if you've got a skill where you've done it in your workplace, that's a skill that you can teach people here on YouTube. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for your heart. I appreciate you. Thank you, Kay. Thank you. So I just want to share that with you, because this is, like I said, when one door closes, another one opens for you. And I just wanted to give you that encouragement. Check out the other YouTube channels as well. But like I said, like and subscribe if you've enjoyed what I've said today. And check out my videos where I talk about YouTube and how you can grow your YouTube channel, or be a coach, become a coach. Like what I do, I'm a business coach. But I also do AI automation as well for businesses. that is my main focus as well. But there's a lot of YouTubers on here that are working and they're doing this as well on the side. Some are doing it full time. So you never know. It's amazing. I enjoy it. I've always enjoyed using YouTube. And I've been on here for a very long time. So I hope that that gives you some encouragement, and I just want you to look at new aspects that you could start thinking about, because there's a lot of things happening at the moment. So we've got to try and balance it. Otherwise, we're going to end up being pulled right down, for example. And you don't want that. None of us want it. So I know it's difficult for you right now, and I feel you. I really do feel you. And I'm just trying to give you some encouragement. So I really appreciate it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And I appreciate you. I really do. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. That makes me feel good. Because sometimes you can't see people, so it's nice to see the comments. So I appreciate you. Thank you, Kay. Thank you. So thank you, everyone. Stay tuned for the next video that's going to be uploaded. And I will be on here live tomorrow as well. And I'm going to be doing some presentations as well, because I want to show you what I'm doing, because then maybe it's things that you can do as well and learn how to make additional income streams. Look, I call myself the master of many, because I know different things, because I think it's always good to know about different things. That way, if something drops, you're not dropping everything. You still got other balls juggling up in the air, for example. Okay, so always think, multiple things that you can do so that you're not left vulnerable. All right, so thank you so much, everyone. And I hope you'll be able to join me tomorrow. Check out my video that's uploading. It'll probably take about an hour. And I'd love to hear your comments. What type of things do you like doing that you could possibly do on YouTube to start making an income stream for yourself? Some people are getting monetized in a month, in 30 days. Wow. Isn't that remarkable? Took me 4 months. Well, more than 4 months, actually. So, give it a go. Give it a go. You're here on YouTube. Why not use it to try and make some money if you're not doing so already? All right. So people are selling. They're selling clothes. They're selling makeup. They're selling perfume. They're selling all kinds of things here on YouTube. YouTube can be like a shopping channel. There's so much that you can do with having a YouTube channel. Do the things you love. That's the first thing. Do the things you love, and the money will follow. It will follow. So thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful evening. And I look forward to speaking with you all tomorrow. I'm going to be live here, 2 p.m. New York time, 7 p.m. UK time. And I look forward to speaking with you then. Thank you so much. Thank you for your hearts and your prayers. Thank you so much. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, because I've got a wealth of information to give you. I'm going to be discussing properties. There's so much that we all can do here on YouTube. There really is. So try not to worry. I know it's difficult for some of you right now, but try not to worry. The door is opening for something new, and it's going to be powerful. You're going to come out there like the eagle that you are. So have a wonderful evening, everyone. And I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Stay tuned. Take care. Bye. God bless. Bye.